Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Just saw Inter Milan with Milan that won again a derby after so many times. Was absolutely unpredictable before the game, but they did it. And that's why not only Mercato is crazy, but also Calcio is crazy. And that gives actually a bit of a smile to Juventini. Not that the 0-0 of yesterday was a good result, but at the end, if you're looking at it from a just mathematical point of view, after the results of today, it's much better. Let me put my camera a bit closer. Otherwise it's a bit annoying. Look at that. I need to build some things in the wall. Soon maybe I can change a bit the order. But that's not why we are here. We are here to speak about Serie A, about Juventus, about the title of today's video that is called, if I'm not wrong, We Need Some Goals, or We Need to Score, because 9 on 15 we didn't lose. We didn't concede any goal. We are the only team in Europe, especially in the top 5 leagues, that didn't concede any goals so far, which is great, which we have to praise because we are doing beautiful things, but there are lots of things that we need to do better, starting with scoring in games that are a bit close. But before saying hello to everyone, can we please take a minute? A serious minute, guys, because we need to speak about something. The steal of the century? Can we call it like that? The steal of the century? Because this guy there, you know that we are paying him only 3 million? 3 million for the loan of this guy. At a certain moment, someone needs to explain me, because I don't understand it. What went to the mind of Milan to have a player like Kalulu and decide to put him away for Emerson Royal? I need someone to explain me. What is the logical thing behind that? But seriously, today they win, and they will not speak about it, because if they lost, they would have speak about it. They will not speak about it. But that's the steal of the century. This is on the levels of Cannavaro to Juve, Carini to Milan. I will not speak too much, because indeed I see already in the chat that people are saying, Beppe, don't jinx it, because we know that his weakness are the injuries. Well, it could be, because that was my biggest fear, and is still my biggest fear, my only doubt about Kalulu, because you know it here on the channel. I always told you that I was a big fan of him. I fell in love with him the very, very first time I watched him. But of course, the injuries were, according to me, a thing. But now, to say it's his biggest weakness, he has been one time injured, one season injured. It's not a player that is injured since he's born, like every single month. That's not what we are speaking about. We are speaking about a player that had one injury. Is he over it? Looks like yes. Did he recuperate physically? Looks like yes. Hopefully he can continue like that. Because then, oh guys, every time that we have a player that has an injury, we can just put the label injury pro. Now it's over, it's finished. Let's put him out. Which would be, according to me, a mistake. Anyway, again, a minute of silence for that. No, I asked a serious question on Twitter. I asked a serious question on Inter, but it's a really serious question on Inter. I'm not joking, I'm seriously asking myself, because I need to understand. Some Milanista fans, they were angry with me. I don't know why. I asked the serious question, is Leao a good player? Guys, tell me yes, no, maybe. It's a real serious question, guys. Because I watch a lot of Milan games since years, not since last week. Since years I watch a lot of Milan games. I think I saw all the Inter games, or if not all, let's say 85% of Inter. I saw 80% of Milan games. Why? Because they don't play simultaneously with Juve. So I always watch them, because I love Serie A, because I'm always curious. That's also why I was convinced about Kalulu. But Leao, look, he was impressive. I always had him in my Fantacalcio in the past. Always. Really impressive. But I'm thinking about today. Is Leao a good player today? I would not take him for 100 million euro. Forget about it. I will seriously not take him for 100 million euro. It's a player, of course, technically, if he's in his game, wow. The speed, wow. But the problem is he in his game? Does he want to be in his game? Does he want to play? Does he want to do that extra mile? Did the ego became too big? These are my questions. So now I don't know if he's a good player or not. Seriously, I can't answer because the material is there. But the productivity, the production is not there. Strange, really strange. I think it's a pity to waste all that potential, all that talent. Today again, it's not a mystery. It's not a coincidence. He goes out, Milan scores the 2-1. But, but, but anyway, we are not here to speak too much about Milan, even if with the win of today, the ranking is quite close. Now look at the ranking. We will watch it later in detail, but here you have the 20 teams, where Milan now, thanks to that win, is at 8 points, which are the same as Inter, and one less, both of the Milan teams, one less of Juve. So you see the ranking, I will tell you the top, let's say top 4. Top 4. Torino, 11. Napoli, 10. Udinese, 10. Juventus, 9. Then you have Empoli as well as 9. The only game that is missing is Atalanta-Como. Como that is looking for their first win in Serie A since their comeback. Atalanta will try to go at 9, joining Juve and Empoli. So hopefully tomorrow, Como wins. We'll speak about all of that, and of course then big, huge focus on Juventus. What went well, what didn't went well. I wanted to say sorry because today I didn't do any video. Why? Because I woke up, I think it was 6 a.m. in the morning. I had a lot of road to do because we played. This season we are doing the under 10 elite. So the games that we are playing away, most of the time they are quite far. So we need to travel a lot. Was there in the morning, we played a game in a beautiful stadium. Honestly, really beautiful stadium. We won. Was super happy. And then time I came back, I was totally destroyed. Really destroyed. I was tired. So I helped a bit to clean the house. Then I watched the game. I fell asleep. I watched under 23 Juve. I fell asleep after. I missed Arsenal, Manchester United. Manchester City, Arsenal. Unfortunately, I prefer to watch Roma. First half, then I give up. Anyway, disaster. So, no, sorry, that's why I wanted really to go live, because I have a lot of things to say. Ciao, Neven. Beppe, were you happy when Milan scored the winner? Yeah, because when Inter is losing, I hate more Inter than Milan. I don't like Milan, but if I need to choose one that I dislike the most, is Inter. So when Inter is losing, I'm always happy. And also because if I'm thinking at the long run, I think that Inter is stronger than all the teams in Serie A. That all the teams of Serie A. So I prefer Inter to lose points when they can lose points. And if they can lose 3 points, I'm even more happy. Now, was I happy for Milan saying I celebrated? No. But because it's too early in the season, then if you tell me that this is a decisive game at the end of the season, probably I will be happy. But today, no, also because look now, Milan, they were about to change the coach. They continue with probably one more week at least with Fonseca. It's a team with problems, but this kind of game, they can sometimes change a season. So you never know. The Serie A is really, really closed, really, really packed with a Torino, Udinese that are there. A bit the strange thing of the start of the season, because usually it's like one team, one middle or low team that is doing the miracle. Here you have 2 teams there. You have a Napoli at 10, so it's a really compact one that can change from one week to another. So to say hello to all the people in the chat, let me start to Ahmad, that was the first one today. Ciao Grande. As a celebration, I bought my tickets for Lazio game. Grande Ahmad. Ciao Saraz. Ciao Stavros. Ciao Josie. Ciao Juve Corner Cast. Ciao Grande. Ciao to Thomas Makluf. Yes, we need to score, but in reality, we need to create more and be more consistent. Last season, we scored for a while, but weren't really creating much. That's why the good face didn't last long. Ciao Pecalogia, ciao Grande. Shadow 975. I don't like when we are calling them with the other name. Beppe, now we need to start winning so we can put a gap between us. Yeah, but we need to start winning. Huh? Ciao Naruto, ciao Grande. Joey, ciao everyone. What a beautiful day today with that late Milan goal. And then we have a lot of people in the chat. The Invisible Man, Giorgio. We have Chef with an X, IMG. Ciao Yuri Kun. Ciao RB Comes. That is saying, Beppe, he will score a hat-trick. No, I don't think so. Marco, thank you for the nation. Marco, grande Marco, from Canada. They're telling us, Beppe, calma. Finding goals and offensive creativity is the most challenging part for a new team. Also, with Dusan, those assists, especially for Nico, were excellent. Dusan and our offense needs time. I'm thinking how to answer that question because actually I wanted to introduce the topic Dusan, starting, from the back, building from the back to arrive to Dusan. But as you're doing the donation, you decide how we start. There are things that I agree with you. Calma. For everything, calma. For Dusan, for Juve, for the way of Juve playing, for the goals that we are not scoring in Serie A, for the fact that we didn't unlock the situation yet against low block teams that are organized, that know how to do with a lot of density to put actually Cope Manners out of his central role, obliging him to find balls a bit more to the left wing. I think that we are doing also some mistakes. I will tell you immediately one of the things that I wanted to say. I think that Cambiaso is an extremely big asset for Juventus. According to me, he was in the podium of the man of the match against Napoli. I can't say nothing about Cambiaso, but good. Only good for Andrea Cambiaso for the start of the season, for the game that he played against Napoli. But I think that one of the problems that we have with Cambiaso is because of the movements that he is doing, we're actually lacking up front. I think that is one of the things that I identified. We'll go in towards it a bit later with the tactical pad, etc., why I'm telling that. But I think that it has benefits, and we see them clearly, and they are working, but also consequences in that movements of Cambiaso. But indeed, we need time because it's true that is it the most challenging part, the offensive creativity? I don't know. Some teams like teams of Di Francesco and De Zerbi, for example, they are really quick in unlocking that offensive phase, and they have a bit more difficulty to regulate the back. They have a bit more difficulty to pay attention to the defense. So I don't know if it's the most challenging part. I think to find a balance, the right balance between up and down, offensive and defensive, I think this is the most difficult part, to find a balance. And the Zerbi today with Marseille, fantastic win. Fantastic win. Difficult, because at the 5th minute they were already playing with 10. But anyway, let me focus on that one. Also, the assist, those assists, I don't remember which assist, except the beautiful one for Nico Gonzalez. Can someone remember me the assist from Dusan this season? Let me check, because I write them. I need to check. Assist Dusan Vlahovic. Champions League, I have one. I have one in Champions League for Nico Gonzalez. The other ones, I don't know, Marco. No, he didn't assist Big Mac. No, he missed his control, or actually, he was actually anticipated by the defender. He lost that duel against the defender. He was anticipated, and at the end, they gave it temporarily to Dusan, but they took it away because he didn't even touch the ball. So no, he didn't. He didn't. It's like that bad control where that ball is deflecting and going towards Cope Manners, where Cope Manners is taking the post, I believe, or I mean just a side of the goal in the same game against PSV. If Cope Manners scores that goal, then it's an assist for Dusan. Is it an assist or is it deflected bad control? No. I don't know. I don't know if we can call it an assist. But the one of Nico Gonzalez, yes, it's a beautiful assist. So I would pay attention with those assists because he didn't do. And even if it was an assist for him anyway. No, it was not an assist, Marco. It's not an assist. Seriously. It's not. Guys, tell Marco if it's an assist or not. Guys. Dusan on Weston goal. Assist. Not assist. You vote, guys, so that we have a majority. For me, it's not. Also because it has not been awarded like that. In official, he has 0 assist in Serie A, 1 assist in Champions League. The one for Nico Gonzalez. It is not. So officially, it's not. Because he doesn't even touch the ball. He's there with his body and he has been anticipated by the defender, and then the ball goes to McKennie. Yeah, of course. It's important. It's important that he's there. On that one, I agree. But can we speak about an assist? No. No. It is not. No, it's not even a 50%. It doesn't touch the ball. Then if we want to reinvent the wheel, like, for example, I'm always pissed off when I see a pass to a player. That player, for example, is not touching the ball, but he's doing it because he knows that someone is in the back. And he's actually, opening the legs, and he's nutmegging himself because he knows that someone is behind. And I'm always pissed off because the assist doesn't go to that person. But it was extremely crucial. I think this is how can you say it? An invisible assist. I don't know how you call it. I cannot even find a word for it. No, it doesn't touch. When you're watching the replay, it doesn't touch it. It doesn't touch it. He's close to it, but it doesn't touch it. That's the replay. They initially thought, because you have a camera angle where you really think that is, but then if you are watching again the game and you watch, it doesn't touch it. But anyway, I'm always pissed off with these kind of things, with that thing. But anyway, that's not the point, of course. The point, because we need to answer, of giving time to Dusan. I will support and hope, and I will repeat it, every single game, at every single predicted lineup, at every single, I will hope that Dusan Vlahovic does well. I will hope that he does well, and I still believe. I think that Dusan Vlahovic is strong in scoring goals. I think that he's strong with his right foot, with his left foot, with his header. I think that he's strong in positioning. I think that he's strong in deflecting balls, in that first control. I think that he's strong in all these kind of things. But I think that mentally he can't. Mentally he's not strong. And mental is number one. And mental is number one. And mental is number one. And if he doesn't grow there, we will never get the Vlahovic that we want. And then what will happen is that he will leave. And he will probably be in another team where he will unlock that situation. He will be a fantastic player. Then we will accuse Thiago Motta. We will accuse Allegri. We will accuse everyone but Vlahovic. I don't agree. I think that at a certain moment, when we are saying we have patience for the game of Thiago Motta, I agree. That we need time because we will unlock offensive creativity, I 100% agree. But I think that after 3 years and a half of Dusan Vlahovic, we can start having an opinion about Dusan, about what did he do so far. Are we satisfied? Are we happy? What do we think that he will do? What do we hope that he will do? I think personally, but these were, I think, the doubts that we had in the beginning of the season. Is Dusan Vlahovic, first of all, a Thiago Motta player? That's one. Two, is Dusan Vlahovic a player that can grow or not? Look, I will give you a small example. We have in the under 10, we have a fantastic player that is with us since last year when we were at under 9. Fantastic player. Fantastic player. Pah. Is smaller than, shorter than all the other ones. Shorter than all the other ones, but he has a technique that is incredible. He's doing things with the ball that is incredible. Seriously, yeah. Looks like a bit a Douglas Costa. A Douglas Costa. Seriously, yeah. He's fast, he's short, he's dribble, he's playing against guys that are double the size of him. But he has that mentality that when they start to fall him, because he's more technique than all the other ones, so he receive a knock, he receive a foul. From that moment on, he goes really aggressive. He's really immature. He can't manage his emotions in the game. Where a lot of time he starts to cry, not because of the pain, because of the frustration. Last time we won, I believe 5-0 or something like that, he was crying. Why? Because he didn't score. And he was not happy. We won 5-0, he didn't score, he was not happy. Today we are playing 4 times 15 minutes. In that first time 15 minutes, what he's doing is actually that there is a foul on him and he's giving a punch. A punch, guys. He's 9 years old, 10 years old. He's giving a punch to the opponent because the other one faulted him. A punch, We took him out. Basta. He's the best player of the not the best, because there is another one, number 10, that is just incredible, but he's the most technical player, the one that can change you the game, the one that can make you win that game. We took him out. You just can't. Stay with people that can't grow, and he has that problem since last year, and he doesn't mature. We had other players a bit like that, a bit less, but still a bit like that. You see the difference from one year to another. They have more maturity now. They are growing. They were players, I tell you the truth, they were not able to finish 15 minutes. Because if they failed a goal, they missed a goal, or they were tackled, they started to be pissed off, and they didn't even want to play the remaining 15 minutes. And now you see that they are able to finish their 15 minutes, even if things are not going their way. Maturity also in player. And this is what I am personally blaming to Dusan Vlahovic. That is not maturing, that is not learning, that is not growing. Dusan Vlahovic is fantastic until he missed the first control, until he missed the first ball. If he doesn't receive any balls, he's going out of the game. These are the things where Dusan Vlahovic, I think that today, Marco is saying, Beppe, we need to be patient. Dusan and offense need time. I think that for Dusan Vlahovic, he has no time anymore, honestly. It's strong what I'm saying, I know. No, it's a little Sicilian one. It's not the Moroccan one. It's a little Sicilian one. But Dusan Vlahovic, he has no time. We said it. This season, we need answers from 2 players. I think we need actually answers from 3 players. Definitive answers. Definitive answers. The first one was Locatelli. The first one is Locatelli. I always defended, it, guys. Home, stay with us, bear with me. I will come with you. Wait, it's not a question. It's a statement. Thank you for a donation, Home. Juve unbeaten in the last 13 Serie A games and 6 clean sheet in a row. Yeah, but the past I always look like that. And these records are nice, are beautiful, but the past is the past. Now we start with 5 games where we have only 9 points. And we need to do better. But what you're writing in continuity is correct. It's a beautiful stat, even if what we did in the last games of last season will not count this season. So to tell you, Locatelli won. That was the player. You know that I like it. You know that last year I defended him in a lot of games where I thought that he was doing actually well, but people were still criticizing him because there was an agenda, because people, they don't always see the same way football that I am watching it. But guys, at the moment, at today, after 6 games, I think that he did 5.5 good games. 5.5 good games. Locatelli. The season is not over. Huh? We have a lot more games to play. Hopefully, we still have 55 games to play, because that means that we go really far in all the competitions. There is a second one, is Dusan Vlahovic. Because Dusan Vlahovic is not there anymore since January, where you say, hey, arrive half of the season, it's a new team. And that was the first time. The second season, but Pobalgia, Lombardia, and that's the second season. And the third season, but it's Max Allegri, and it's the way of playing, and it's this, and it's that. Because now people will say, oh, but there was a moment where it was only Dusan Vlahovic goals, and it's partially true, huh? It's partially true. And you know that in that moment on, I think that I was the first defender of Dusan Vlahovic, the first one to stand up, to applaud and to say bravo, 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 bravo. But now we are already at the 4th season of Dusan Vlahovic. He needs to do better. He needs to do much better now. Now it's time to convince, to show. It's not anymore we wait, we don't wait. It's the most paid player of Serie A, of Juve, of Serie A. I don't always take it too much into account, the salary of someone. But of course you have expectations. Of course you have expectations. Today I was reading Gazzetta dello Sport that said the fans are expecting from Dusan that he scores every single time. And if he doesn't score every single game, then they start to be a bit pissed off. And he puts his pressure on him because he feels that the fans they want, because he earns 12 million a year, that he scores every single game. But it's not true. It is not true. Gazzetta dello Sport, they are trying to put now on the fans the pressure of Dusan, but it's not true. Nobody, I think, if there is someone in the chat that is expecting Dusan to score every single game, tell me, guys. But nobody is expecting Dusan Vlahovic to score every single game. If there is one person that is expecting that he scores every single game, it is himself. And that's the problem of Dusan. We Juventini, at least Beppe, myself, I don't expect that he scores every single game. When he didn't score against Como, I said, bravo, Dusan, because you played well. When he didn't score against Verona, I said, bravo, Dusan. Oh no, he scored 2 goals. I said, bravo, Dusan, because you played well. So I praised the performance against Como, like I praised the performance against Verona. One, he doesn't score. One, he scores 2 goals, a penalty and an open goal. I say bravo in both goals. In both games, sorry. Then, since then, the performances aren't there anymore. And then I get angry. Because you have 1 bad game. You have 2 bad games. But I get pissed off from the moment that he put that pressure on himself, and you see it on his face. I get pissed off when against PSV we can score 3-4 more goals, but the team is only playing for Dusan. We forget what is the common goal. Scoring a lot of goals to increase that goal difference that will be maybe important at the end. It's the team over the players. That's where I get annoyed, because we feel that the team, they want to make him score. So when Marco is saying we need calma, I agree. When Marco is saying we will see better offensive pattern, we will unlock the situation, I totally agree. We will see Dusan Vlahovic scoring again. sure, 100% sure that he needs time, I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. But what do we expect from him? That's the question. What does he expect from himself is the other question. I expect a guy that is part of a fantastic project where he's young, he's 24, he has a new coach that is playing the players that are deserving, during the week to play. He is the undiscussed number 9 of Juve. The coach trusts him, the coach plays him. He has at the moment no competition. So if there is one guy that should play with a total free mind, it's him. Because if he does well, he doesn't go out at the 45th minute. And doing well doesn't mean scoring goals. Doesn't mean. When people said, because Rad is saying, I'm still expecting Dusan to score 20 plus goals in Serie A, which could be realistic. But when people said, this year Dusan Vlahovic will score 30 goals in Serie A, or 30 goals in total, I said, oh, calma, let's go back to Bologna. Because Bologna, what a lot of people, they probably forgot was, they played a really beautiful football. But it was not the team that was banging 4-0 here, 6-0 there, 4-1. No. It was a balanced team that at the end had the exact same goals as Juventus Football Club, 54, where the strikers in the teams of Thiago Motta, they are not the top strikers of Serie A. It's not that the teams of Serie A, they have the teams of Thiago Motta, that they have their striker that is banging goal a la Holland, for example. They don't have that necessarily, because the goal needs to come from a lot of players, from the defenders, from the midfielders, from the wingers, from the fullbacks, from the striker as well. So I never expected him to do 30, but I don't even want that. If he brings it to me, I will say thank you, of course. When we won the first Scudetto with Conte, you had Vucinic with 10 goals, Matri with 10, Marchisio with 10, all competition combined. 10. A midfielder, 2 strikers, and then you had goals from a lot of other people with 8, with 7. I don't care at the end of having the best striker, of the one with the most goals. This is not what I'm looking for. So I think that problem of Dusan Vlahovic, if we say we need to give him time, no, he needs to perform now. He needs to perform. But for himself, I will be there waiting for him, and I will be here celebrating his goal. And don't tell me, Beppe, you see, you were wrong. No, I'm not wrong. If we are speaking about the moment of today Dusan Vlahovic is not performing. It is a reality. I hope that he performs. And I think he has it in him. But I think now it's time also that he finds the answers for himself. Not it's the fans that are asking him to score every single game, because it's not true. I didn't read it. If someone in the chat said, Beppe, I'm expecting him to score every single game. The third player that I forgot to mention is Fagioli, indeed. This is also the season for Fagioli to show that he's a player that can stay at high level. That's super important. That's super important for him as well. Locatelli, Vlahovic, Fagioli. Because, guys, of course, then you have a Douglas Luiz, but Douglas Luiz just arrived. But at a certain moment, when you will have to make a choice to even increase, I'm not saying this next season the midfield, but next season or the season after, you will watch who's there, who's not there, who needs to go, who needs not, And Fagioli at the moment, he missed a lot of his career. He missed a lot of his career. So Fagioli needs also to understand that it's also for him time to step up with performances and performances. Super important. He needs to be focused. He needs to be there. He needs to deliver. He really needs to deliver. But on Dusan Vlahovic, look, I preferred Wea in the second half of Juve Napoli. I preferred Wea. I said it immediately after the game. He was in the game. He didn't give up. He was running. He was doing the right movement. He didn't score. He didn't score. Dusan didn't score. But Wea did the good things that he needed to do. Not giving up, trying to make space, trying to combine with his team. I think he touched 21 balls, while Dusan touched six balls. On these 6 balls, 4 of them he's doing passes, and he's missing 2. 6 passes, sorry. Let me check. I wrote it down somewhere. I have it here. Dusan Vlahovic, 6 touches, 4 passes, 2 misses. That's what he did in 45 promo. And then you will tell me, Beppe, but that's the team that is not playing for him. Yeah, but how is it possible that then we play for Wea? You know, at a certain moment, okay, he needs more. But look, I read a lot of articles, especially Gazzetta, because Gazzetta, you know that Dusan Vlahovic is a bit the one that they are defending the most. They are defending the most because they have that internal source that gave them that anticipation that he came to Juve, so they did defend him a lot. If they had to put someone under the train last year, they put Chiesa under the train, but not Dusan Vlahovic. Never. They always speak well about Dusan. Now they are starting to blame the fans. The pressure is coming from the fans, while I don't agree. But I would love that at a certain moment I have one of the icons of my team that is solving me the games. I'm not asking always, but I'm also asking that he's solving me the game. Look at Lautaro Martinez. Some people said, but also Lautaro didn't score. Yeah, it's true, but today he delivers top performance. Beautiful assist. I would love that a striker is also able to solve me the game. That doesn't mean that I want a Tevez that is able to dribble his man. Dusan Vlahovic is not Tevez. But I want also that he's able to solve me the game. That he's inventing me something. Guys. I don't want every time to see, but we need to feed him better. We need to give him the balls. We need to give him the crosses. Guys, then you put Beppe there in the box that is waiting for the entire game, and you give me 50 balls. On 50 balls, I will score 1, no? I will score 1. If you give me 50 balls in an entire game, you say, Beppe, stay there, you will be fed with 50 balls. I will score, guys, at a certain moment. By mistake, probably. By a deflection. But if I stay there at a certain moment, it's mathematical. I will score. No? So I'm expecting also in these difficult games, in these closed games, that is solving me that game. But that's the thing. Dusan topic is long for so long. It is depressing. It is annoying. But he's not helping us, 2 goals, 1 assist, and 6 on 6. What are you saying? I'm saying actually, guys, tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm exaggerating or not. We are speaking about Dusan Vlahovic because that's the topic, because Juventus, in 6 games, there were 3 games where we didn't score. And our striker has been subbed out at the 45th minute, playing with Wea, that never played as a striker in his 2 seasons at Juve. That's what we are speaking about. That's what we are speaking about. The 2 goals are coming from a penalty. You need to score a penalty. It's not easy to score a penalty, but it's coming from a penalty against Verona, and it's coming from an open goal, a beautiful goal. That's it. That's it. Tell me, guys, if I'm exaggerating or not, if I'm too harsh or not. Tell me. Elio, probably he sees things differently. He says you're exaggerating a bit, to be honest. No exaggeration from Christian. That's why we need a vice Vlahovic, while Milik is struggling to come back. Dusan has a very poor first touch. If he can work on this aspect, it can help him a lot in the future to score more goals. I agree. I really hope he proves us wrong. He will not prove us wrong, the invisible man. Because in the future, when he will do well, it will be another moment. It will be a moment where he will do well. Look, last year. Last year, I believe that I criticized his, after the fifth game, where he was in top form. He totally disappeared. And he came back in January. What I said from the sixth game until January doesn't change. He was not good. He was lost. He was showing us what he's showing us today. The same exact problem, that when he's missing something, he's going out of the game. And then in January, there is a new Dusan. And we were here happy to say, this is what we want. This is what he can. This is what we believe he can do. This is what we trust he can do. This is why we love Dusan Vlahovic. But that doesn't change the fact that from the sixth game until January, he was not good. Like in 2 weeks, hopefully next week already, but in next week or next month or in 3 months or in 6 months, he will start to do well again, which I think he really has in it. I will be the first one to say bravo Dusan. Now he needs to show. And we can't hide. Against Gazzetta dello Sport, he's saying that all the supporters are expecting him to score a goal a game. This is not true. I don't expect that, at least. Now it's time to stop with, but it was Allegri that didn't play a game for him. And now it's Thiago Motta that is not playing the game for him. And then we don't give him enough balls to make something. And no, because the balls are there, guys. The balls are there against PSV. You need to score them because Nico Gonzalez is scoring them. Because today, Holland is scoring it. Because today, I saw a few games, Dovbik, that is scoring it. And if it's one game, okay, it's one game, it happens. Bad luck. Because it's, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but the impression I have today, when the ball goes towards him, is I'm like, I'm a bit scared. I'm hoping that this does well. And no, I'm a supporter. At a certain moment, I don't need to be in my sofa and hoping that he does well. I'm literally, I tell you the truth, it's the truth. I'm like this, and hopefully he scores, hopefully he doesn't miss. Because if he misses, he will be out of the game, he will stress, you will see it on his face, the team will lose a man on the game, and I'm scared that he will miss. This is how I am. But if I am like that, who cares about Beppe? But if Dusan is like that, we have a problem. And that's the problem that Dusan has. I think that he is also like that. You know, I will tell you something. A true story. Real true story from a professional player. Probably some of you heard it. Alessandro Matri, our striker, scored so many goals. With Milan, with Juve, with Cagliari, with a lot of teams. At a certain moment, he was playing with Fiorentina. And he didn't score for a long time. And it was bad luck after bad luck. You know that he said it himself, and it's not a story from one that said that. No, he said it himself with his words. I heard it. He said, there were games I was hoping that the ball was not coming towards me. Because I was scared to fail it. I was scared because I was in a bad moment. I was hoping that the ball was not going towards me. We are not speaking about a young player of 19 that has shaky legs. We are speaking about professional player that had experience, that banked goal that scored goals in Champions League, that won Scudetti, etc., in Coppa Italia final that was deciding it. Sometimes mental change everything, and he was a professional player that was hoping that the ball was not going towards him. He was hoping that the ball was going to his teammates, not towards him, because he was scared. So he needs to seriously, seriously, he needs to, because then I see a lot of people here that continued, correctly, incorrectly, to attack Max Allegri. And now the patience is over, and what did you do in 3 years? And Allegri out, and we have no patience. At Juve, you need to be a killer. We need to win Scudetti. You can't just fight for this. We have no patience, and at Juve, this is expected. And the same people now, they are asking, not you, Marco, not you, Marco, of course not. But I see a lot of people, and now, then we have double standards. I think that we need to give time to everyone. We need to look at the 360 degree, what has been done well, what not, and trying to be objective. I'm not a Dusan Vlahovic out. Don't think that I'm a hater of Dusan. I hope he does well, and I think he can do it. At the moment, judging the moment, he is more difficult. It's more a weight for the team than something else. And the change of Thiago Motta is proving it. The change of Thiago Motta is proving what I'm saying. No, I don't even think that. No, because the guy, I am convinced that he's working hard in training session. I am convinced that he's extremely strong in training session, that he's giving it all, that he's arriving the first, that he's training at the max, that he's scoring goals, that he's because there is no pressure in training session. It's when the game starts where he's scared. And he needs to have that conviction. How many times did we say, I hope that when he will go to Serbia with another coach than Allegri, I hope he will bang like 2-3 goals so that he comes back strong. So at the moment, Dusan is not performing. It's not in, and more we go, more it's worse. Because in the first games you see him at least involved and fighting. More we go, more he goes, and that's why Thiago Motta is taking him out of the field. Not because he doesn't score. Who cares that he scores? It's important for a striker, but that's not only it. That's not the only metric. If Thiago Motta is taking him out, it's because of tactical decision, because he expects more in that game. Because if there were no real attempt except one big, where he's feeling that control, a counter-attack that he fails, and then you have that pass that was about to be a counter-attack for Napoli. Total disaster. Because of that, because he's shaking, because he's not secure anymore, because he's losing his confidence, and because he's missing. And because he's actually in that game is starting to be toxic to the team because it's not an added value, and on top of that, we are losing a man, and you play against Napoli and you can't losing a man, and we take him out. This is the reality, guys. Then if you're a fanboy or not fanboy, you like him, you don't like him, that doesn't change the fact that at the 45th minute he was subbed out in a game Juve Napoli. It doesn't change the fact that against PSV he's missing a lot of goals. It doesn't change the fact that against Roma he was not decisive. It doesn't change the fact that it's not the first season where it happens. It's not only 6 games. It is the entire 2023 where it was a problem. It was long now where you have a player that has that moment of confidence where everything goes well. And you see that he's a fantastic number 9. And then there are a lot of moments where he puts himself too much pressure, unnecessary pressure, and he can't handle it. That's harsh, but it's true. Mohammad Youssef, ciao brother. Thank you for the donation. The play system last few games was not creating real chances for him. With 6 defending player in the box with only 3 crosses made, how will he score? And that's why on the thumbnail I didn't say it's all because of Dusan. I think we also need to do much better. And that's why I wanted to go towards the tactical pad, because it's also correct. We need to do better, because I don't think it's only on Dusan. If you are looking at Serie A, that's another reality in Serie A. Koopmeiners this season, he arrived a bit later but didn't score. Kenan Yildiz didn't score. Nico Gonzalez didn't score. Conceição, 45 minutes, didn't score. Bangula scored. So also there, the goals need to come from there. Marco is telling us, I don't agree that the game of PSV has to be taken against Dusan. It was a good performance. Yes, there was a missed chance. There was more than one missed chance. There were a lot. There were a lot of missed chances from him. Even if I don't remember. After the PSV game, I think I said that they all played well, but I think it was I think that I said it was the worst of the game, but I think it was also the same ratings from all the journalists in that post PSV that was played when on Tuesday. So we need to go towards the 11th. Let me check. When did we play? The 10th. So the 11th. How is that possible? We played the 17, so it's the 18. Grazie ragazzi. I was looking in weeks. I said, where are the things in my documents? Dusan Vlahovic. Yeah, I'm reading the papers. They gave him 6.5. Gazzetta dello Sport and Tutto Sport. Yildiz 9. Koopmeiners 7. McKennie 7.5. Gonzalez Nico 7.5. Speaking about the offensive players, and they're all saying he deserved the goal, but when he needs to shot, he loses lucidity. He is not zen. That's what they are saying. No, Adnan, it's not just to say, of course, you're right, what are the papers saying, but I was just looking at a confirmation that was not totally crazy. I think that I said bravo for some things, but he needs to score. He needs to do better in these kind of things, because it's important, because then you see that it's a problem. Now, if we are totally honest with the way of playing, and that's where I wanted to go towards, you see that here, let's take away all these graffitis. Okay. Disaster. What do we see? That we have another problem where I was not there. That a lot of time we start seeing this. We start seeing this. That let's take Thuram out. Where is scope manners? Here. Okay. So in that 4-2-3-1, what we start seeing is because scope manners is really in difficulty of finding him, we see a Yildiz that is asked to be extremely wide. We see a Cope Manners in exactly the same zone. We see a McKennie that's trying to go a bit more up. A Locatelli is quite omnipresent there, with a Savona that is going up until the line here. And we see a Cambiaso that is actually here. Okay? Let's take away all the opponents so that we have a clear view of our players, how they are on the field. Okay? This is what we see in a lot of games. Nico Gonzalez that is tracking a bit more back, a bit less wider, but this is something that we started already to see in the friendly games. Locatelli is everywhere. A Cambiaso that is here. With a Cope Manor that is going on the left. Here you have two players that are really seriously in the... And it's a bit annoying, and I think that's a problem. Because we see that... These two players here. These two players here, they are exactly in the same zone. They're exactly in the same zone. Which also makes that you have a huge, but seriously, a huge big gap of isolating indeed Dusan Vlahovic. And that's a reality as well. That's a reality. When did it work out differently against PSV when Cambiaso was forced to stay here, when he was giving some traction here, some support here, making sure that Cope Manners was more central, because we played a bit like this, with Yildiz that had the opportunity to stay closer here, and a McKennie that was going up. And like this, you're already closer to Dusan. You're closer to him. You are more dangerous in front of the goal because you are more present. Because you find also Kenan Yildiz more with his creativity to take his men from outside, from inside. With Cope Manor that is always here a threat. But PSV was playing open. PSV at a certain moment they gave up in man marking Cope Manners and giving him that freedom. And that's something that we need to pay attention to. So Cambiaso, and that's what I was telling you in the beginning of the game, a Cambiaso that is always going here is indeed giving a positive, really positive. It's really positive in terms of... I hate it. No. It's extremely positive. To have Cambiaso here because you will put some density in the midfield with one more up, one man more, and it's perfect and it's great. But on the other side, you lose a bit here, and because of that, you're obliged that Cope Manners, because here it's full of density, because it's already too much, because they have also their men. Well, you're obliged Cope Manners to go there. If you want to see, you will see it really clearly, and then I will read the other message. I will show you something from yesterday. If you're looking at the lineups, the average positions of our players, look at Kenan Yildiz, you see? Where Kenan Yildiz is playing, he's also tracking back a lot. Why is he tracking back a lot? Because a lot of times he's obliged to. He's obliged to go back because Cambiaso is central, so he's obliged to pay attention here. Which increase here, so you have benefits, but on the other side, you are taking Yildiz from that dangerous zone of the field. You see it, huh? It's here, huh? It's here. And on the other side, look at where Koopman is. You see? We have our two big players. So one is the creative player, and then you have the other one that is actually the one that should elevate that offensive strength that are playing here. And you see where Cambiaso is? Look where Cambiaso is. You see? Nico Gonzalez. He's doing much more on the right side, what I'm expecting, for example, Yildiz to do. You see? Here, he's on his side. And then he goes up. Also, he tries to enter here, which we don't see Yildiz doing. Why? Because they are always with two. This is Dusan Vlahovic, guys. This is Dusan Vlahovic. If you want to go towards the number 22, you see the difference of how he played Tim Weah in that half. Locatelli was omnipresent. Mamma mia, what a game of Manuel Locatelli. What a game of Manu Locatelli. Savona plays where he is. That's also why Nico Gonzalez at the moment is able to do that role. He didn't play a fantastic game because when he had the ball, he was missing it. But you see the difference when he has someone that is backing him up. He doesn't need to pay attention that much in the back. He gives some support, yes, light. While here, because we win an extra man here in the midfield, you see? Up. Where is the number 16, by the way? And here. So, benefits and problems. Offensively, Cambiaso doing that role is a problem. So, what can be one of the possible things to solve that? It's early, in my mind, it's early. But I think that if we could go towards if we could go towards this as soon as possible with, of course, players that are fit, I would not mind it. Why Cabal? Why Cambiaso? Because these players, they can do it the same thing as Cambiaso can do. They can enter both of them like this. We saw it already with Cabala. So both of the players has that ability to do that. What does that mean? That when there is only Cambiaso with Savona or with whoever, let's take Savona again. Savona is sticking there and it's only Cambiaso. Only Cambiaso, only Cambiaso, only Cambiaso. While if you have two alternatives, and at one time it's Cabal that is entering, Yildiz is paying attention. If it's not Cabal, but it's Cambiaso that is entering, Yildiz can go here. And it's Nico Gonzalez that needs to pay attention there. You see what I mean? Ragazzi, I spoke about the wingers. Then you can put one time you can put Kalulu, one time you can put Kalulu here, you can put Gatti there. It's not about untouchable or not. You saw against Napoli, we played without Gatti and it worked as well. Like we will play some games without Kalulu and it will work as well. It's just about how do we solve at the moment until we are able to unlock situation. That's one thing. If it's not like that, then I really believe that at a certain moment we should go towards this. Sorry. And we sacrifice the wings. And we sacrifice the wings at the moment in some games where they are quite close. Why am I saying that? Because with these men that are not going here because you don't have necessity to, because you're actually putting density in your midfield, you are already enough men that can run. Ideally, it would be, of course, ideally it would be here, Douglas Luiz. I didn't forget about him. Ideally, it will be like that. Ideally. But if you're doing so, you are closer to Dusan, and you don't need these players to go there. Why am I putting Kalulu instead of Gatti? If you play like that, then we need to play with Kalulu instead of Gatti. For what reason? Because Kalulu is one that can easily go up with the ball without losing the ball. Easy. And he's also really fast to track back. So you can actually push here, with the Thuram a bit higher, with your wingers a bit higher, and you can give these men here, because you have a Kalulu that is extremely fast in recuperating. In closing here, recuperating. In closing, we saw him doing it a few times against Napoli already, against PSV as well. We saw him doing it against Roma as well. How many times did we already see? I think in 3 games, we saw a lot of times, or actually I saw Kalulu going here and closing it. I saw a lot of time doing it. So that can be possibly a solution. But we don't care about Captain Adnan. The thing is, we are thinking now, how can we quickly score? And if we spoke a lot about Dusan Vlahovic, I think it's a topic. It is a topic. We need to go through that. If you watch the channel, you will be angry with Beppe, of course. But I think it's good that he hears that it's not criticized because we don't like him. It's not criticizing him because we don't like or we don't believe in him. I believe that the entire Juve planet is believing that he's strong, that we are behind him, that we don't give up on him, that we don't want to sell him, that we are not here to save Vlahovic out. We are here to support him. So if you watch the channel, Dusan, die. But he needs to come from him. Take away that pressure. We are behind you. Take away that pressure. But we are trying to find solution to help him, not to help him to give that ball here, score Dusan like we did against PSV, because that's not the right way to do it. But to be closer to the goal. And also because it's not only Dusan that needs to score. 0 goals in Serie A. 0 goals in Serie A. So these need 0 goals in Serie A. He didn't even play well at the moment in Serie A. So we need some goals here. That's extremely important. Now, is that the fixed lineup. No, it's not the fixed lineup, guys. It's not the fixed lineup because we also have a Conceição, we have Bangula, we have Adzic, we have Fagioli, we have a lot of players. So I think we will go back towards a 4-2-3-1. But it depends. At a certain moment, you need really to keep your wingers there. Otherwise, you will always have that problem. Up, what we just said earlier. With whoever you are playing, you will have that problem that we saw. And we are predictable. That was the problem that we saw. That's the problem, according to me. Let me read a bit of comments, guys, because I see a home of Juve that said, when is Conceição coming back, he will cook. He should come back, maybe even this week already training. Not sure if he will be able to be called up against Genoa, but this week I think that we can already start seeing the first images of Conceição training, which would be great. Thank you for our comment and donation, home of Juve. Zacchi, grande Zacchi. Why blame Allegri? Thank you for the donation. Like I said before, he was keep playing him when other two boys deserve chances. We only want him to do the basic things right. Is it that too much to ask? How many times he bad pass put us difficult? It's true. Look, Zaki knows it. I don't think you're speaking to me, but in general, a message for the chat as well. I never in my life, I said it is because of Allegri. Like I never said it's because of Dusan. I said they need to figure it out. But on the other side, you can say whatever you want. If there is one guy that really tried with Dusan, it is Max. Never give up on him. He played him in difficult moments, in top moments. And if Dusan Vlahovic is able to score a lot of goals in January with the same coach, it's not because Allegri changed things. It's because Dusan changed things. And he goes in front of the microphone saying, yes, I know that mentally I am still with a lot of pressure. I am this, I'm working on it and it's working well. But it's exactly the same coach. Where Allegri, he worked a lot on him. And I remember that at a certain moment he also publicly said that he was really growing on that factor because he was working on it. So it's a known problem since already really long. The fact that he goes, and Thiago Motta is new, he's saying exactly the same. So it's not an invention, it's not a hater things. You have Allegri that is telling you, it's Thiago Motta just arrived and playing a total different way that is telling you, and it's Dusan Vlahovic that is telling you exactly the same thing. After Verona, I believe, he says, I'm doing really well. I'm playing without pressure. I'm feeling really well. The problem is, when the pressure is coming, how are you acting? How are you behaving? How are you feeling? That's the question. But I agree with that thing. And again, like I said, I don't ask him to score every single. I don't care. Basics, right? Like the other ones of the team. That's where he needs to go. But the basics, he can. It's not that he can't do it. Them. He can do them, but he needs to do them. Even when he just missed a pass, he can't go out of that game. He can't. Mohamed Youssef, play. Thank you for the donation. Play against high defensive team. How to solve problems. Pull their defense out or long crosses and play with a false nine from start. Thiago Motta told you, no, we have no false nine. We play with a number 9. Nico Gonzalez is a number 9. Weah is a number 9 if he plays there. Kenan Yildiz, if he plays there, is a number 9. Even if when you are watching at Zirkzee, was he really a number 9 or a falso 9? So I don't know. But if you're looking at the defenses of opponent, I'm not putting Napoli, guys, because I know that we need to explain everything. Otherwise, there are some people that are freaking out in chat. It's just an example. You know what I will do? I will do like that, because otherwise you will go crazy. And no, but Lukaku is not playing that position. I know you guys. Appearance, let's put some X. Voila. Okay, so that there are no names. The problem is that when we are playing with these three-man defense, okay, because these three-man defense, when they play like that, three five two or 3-4-2-1, whatever, a lot of time what is happening is that they play like this against Juve. Okay, there is one-on-one on Vlahovic, really, one-on-one on Vlahovic. Cope manners, they pay attention to him here. Whatever midfielder that is there, let's say Locatelli, just inventing, is paid attention here. So they are really blocking. They are really blocking all of us here. You see, and that's one of the problems that at the moment he really needs to figure out. Because here we are really literally blocked with some support here between the lines here. So we are really, really limited with that density here. And that's also why a lot of time you have again a Cambiaso or a Cabal or whoever that is coming here to put some density to actually face these players. But then we have problems because we are always behind our men. You see, Cope manners behind our men and actually in front of our men. And that's the same for Dusan Vlahovic. This is the same for Locatelli. This is always the same for Nico Gonzalez as well. So we are really in difficulty here. And that's why you have a Yildiz that is dropping, that you have a Koopman that is trying to go here towards this team. And that's something that we really need to pay attention how to unlock that situation. How do we need to unlock that situation? Because they are really blocking us like that. And I really, really believe that Koopman needs to be one of the players that needs to stay here with support from him. And he stays here. Because if you stay here with two players that are wide, that are actually your fullback but are staying wide, you're obliged at a certain moment to go wider. Otherwise, if you stay like this, I'm speaking about the opponent that is playing that 5-3-2, or if they are playing like this, what is happening is that Savona goes up, Cambiaso goes up, and pushing them, because you see, if Yildiz is here, Nico Gonzalez is here, you see what is happening? If this is how they block us every single time with Dusan here, and you do this, they don't have to pay attention to the wings. So if they stay extremely there, they push up, both of them. They give the opportunity to Yildiz to go there. Why? Because then you will have here, up, that needs to pay attention. Which means that you create a lot of more spaces here. You have a lot more spaces here because then it's too much for them. Because pushing Yildiz here, you have a Cope Manners that can free himself up. He can go wherever he wants. You have a look at you have a Dusan that doing the right movements. You have a Yildiz that goes up, and you create space, and you are moving, and you have a Nico Gonzalez, and then it's working because you are here. These crosses are an option, but the only one that really is fantastic, the one that is really able to cross is Nico Gonzalez, but you also have a Savona that can cross. We are stronger with crosses on our right side than we are on our left side, according to me. I would not look too much for crosses now in DC at the moment. I'm wondering why we are not playing with two strikers, a la Trezeguet duo. Then you need to play with Yildiz as a second striker, a la partner, like that, because we don't. It's not that we have a lot of real strikers a la Dusan, which means that you are actually playing a 4-4-2. If you play that 4-4-2, then you need to play that kind of thing. That kind of way of playing. At the end, you are playing a 4-3-3, guys. If it's like that, you are playing a 4-3-3. But then, again, Conceição, Nico Gonzalez, Bangula, they have less playing time. This team is made for a 4-1-4-1, 4-2-3-1. That's what we are made of. Otherwise, you go with some players that probably will not play enough. You have a lot of midfielders. If you play all your midfielders, then your wingers are a problem because they are too much. But the Yildiz here is a solution. Is a solution. No, it's not serious. It's not serious. But it's true that if we scored 0 goals, Salvatore, we need to find a solution. I'm not the one that will find a solution. It's Thiago Motta and his team that will find a solution. We are doing a beautiful job. You know what? When you are looking at the ranking, if we go back to the ranking, you see that after 5 match days, there is only Atalanta and Como that needs to play tomorrow. Let's say that Atalanta wins. They go at 9. You have Torino 11, Napoli 10, Udinese 10. Then you have Juve, Empoli, Atalanta possibly tomorrow at 9. Inter Milan at 8, Lazio at 7, Roma 6. They won, by the way, today. Fiorentina 6, Bologna 6. You see? If you're looking at from the 13th to the 4th, you have only 3 points. That's 1 game win difference. Juve 2 wins, 3 draws. Inter 2-2-1. Milan 2-2-1. Lazio 2-1-2. Napoli 3-1-1. Torino leader with 3 wins, 2 draws. So I think that this year, and it's a bit an opportunity, there will not be anymore a team with 20, 40 points gap. So I think that there will be, when you have one team that is winning with 40 points gap, you have no regrets. Yeah, you can regret that Milik did the red card and that from that moment on, Giuntoli didn't buy players, Allegri messed up, the players gave up. Yeah, okay. But there are a lot of if. At the end, it didn't happen. 40 points difference, they killed us. Like the Napoli killed everyone the year before. But what happens when you have not that big gap between the first and the second, third, fourth? It means that you have 1 winner and you have 2, 3, 4 teams that are regretting. 2, 3, 4 teams that are regretting and that are saying, if that game I won it. If only I don't regret that I didn't score or I didn't try a bit against. Because these 3 points would have made a difference. And that's why I hope that at the end of the season we don't say, you see, these 3 games in a row there with 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. If we were a bit faster in scoring a goal, that would have been great. That's what I'm fearing today. I'm convinced, guys, and believe me, that this team will do extremely well. Extremely well. If we are speaking about medium term, long term, I think that we have chosen the right coach. I think that we are doing the right things. I said it. I'm super happy about all the things that we are already implementing So I'm really totally fully confident. I have absolutely no fear. I'm not scared. I really think that we will. We have chosen the right, boom, the right way. But for this Scudetto, I'm fearing that at the end you say, if only. No, I'm always saying I fear. I would fear if Inter was ahead. It's still in our hands in that case, unless Napoli is the winner. Yeah, but today, look, maybe that's a question I want to ask to the chat. You have to choose one, huh? Which 0-0 do you have most regrets, or do you regret the most that we didn't win? Is it a Roma of a team that was actually that never won back then? It was the third game or fourth, third game. We were in a beautiful lounge. If you win that, you go with 3 wins before international break. Is it Empoli that on card was the easiest of these three teams? Was it Napoli because we could have done it, and then you kill already Napoli, you go up at 12 point, no sorry, you go up at 11 points and they are behind you because they have 9. I tell you, there is one that annoyed me the most, but there is one recurrent pattern. There is one that annoyed me the most. It's Empoli. I think that Empoli, we didn't do enough. I think that Empoli, Thiago Motta is also to blame on that 0-0. While Roma, I think that is giving trust to a lineup that did well against Verona, but he understands that some things are not working and is immediately trying to win that game in second half because he believes in it. And we try. Then it doesn't work. Okay. Napoli, we see a crescendo Juve that is not dangerous up front, but we dominate that game. We are not. So you see the opponent that is also adapting to Juve, but at the end there are not a lot of big chances. But you see that the changes are also done to send a message to try to win that game with a OEA, understanding perfectly the team who is in condition to change a game and who not. I will not put, like he did in other games, some players that will not change me the game. Empoli I regret because I think that in the entire game we didn't do enough to win it. I think. And the recurrent pattern, I don't know if you noticed or not, and this is something that I don't like, and I hope Thiago Motta understands that he needs to change that immediately. And I'm counting on Gatti, Locatelli, Danilo, even if Danilo he has other things to, but I'm also asking to Danilo that in the last minutes, in the 3 games, but I'm speaking about the last minutes, I didn't see a fino alla fine. The injury minutes. The injury minutes we risk against Roma. We even risk against Empoli. And Napoli, we didn't push in the last minutes. We keep the ball, we pass. That's something that thinking about it, I'm like, oh, okay, that you don't risk. I understand you need to find a balance, etc., etc. Why not? Okay, don't take unnecessary risk. You know that I hate Premier League for that. There are beautiful things in Premier League, but if there is one thing that I hate is that they don't think twice and then they concede. But I would love that at the end, if you have 30 seconds, try. Try. Guys, Chiellini has other things to do. Huh? Chiellini will not enter the locker rooms to speak with the team and give them a motivational talk about how they need to push in the last minutes, because Chiellini perfectly knows what is his role in Juve and what is the role of Thiago Motta. The problem would be, I think, if Chiellini enters the locker room in a training session at Continasa to start giving some tips. That would be a problem, because then you don't respect the hierarchies, then everyone is entering and speaking. That's not what Chiellini has another job, and he will respect it. Then, that you can organize a meeting where Thiago Motta says, I have that magic card, that magic Chiellini. Invite him, for a talk session dedicated to this specific point with all the defenders, or dedicated to this, can be that you use him also for some things like that. But otherwise, it would not work, guys. This is not how it works in real life. So I don't expect Chiellini near to the locker room anytime soon. The fact that we were tired is a reality. But this is something that we knew already up front. I think that Cambiaso played for 90 minutes against PSV. I need to take out Cambiaso on the 3-0 against PSV. No? It was not only Cambiaso that was tired, but you have a few players that are tired, indeed, I agree. But it's not the last 10 minutes that I'm telling you. It's the last 30 seconds. It's the last 60 seconds that happened as a pattern. Roma, Empoli, and Napoli. That's something, if I would ask a bit more daring in the last minutes. Not taking crazy risk, but I see like, okay, it's 0-0. It's fine, it's 0-0. We didn't concede, we didn't lose. No, I know. At Juve, you go until the end. And also, don't forget, we are playing Roma and Napoli in our home. 0-0. That means that away from the second games, we will play against them in their home with a Juric that will be hopefully still there for them, but he will know the team. With Antonio Conte Napoli in the Maradona Stadium, that will give their life for it. It will be a different game, so we need to start winning also in our home, because that's the joker that we have. My brother Max, and guys, go and watch his new song and video clip. Max Nero official, grande Max. He's saying, "Ciao, brother." The smaller games always seems to be the season deciders, so that's why that one stings more. The Empoli one. But you can see it on different way. Huh? You can see it in different ways. Sorry. Roma with the win of today are at -3. If you won against them, you already create a big gap. Huh? Now it's 3. You would have created the gap of 6. Napoli, we would have been over them. Conte that lose the second game already since he's there. You create a bit of chaos there in their mind, in their head. It's also already 2 games that you are playing at home where you are taking the advantage because, you know, it's still like that in Italy, and depending about the result that you did against teams, that is counting first. The goals are not deciding in beginning, so it's the points, and then it's the result head-to-head. That is extremely important. Because 0-0 is also a bad result. Huh? Because let's say we are, I don't know, 4th and 5th between Napoli and Juve. If we are looking at the head-to-heads, 0-0 in our home, which means if they won in their home, they go through. If we drew, but they scored like 1-1 or whatever, we need to understand a bit, because then it starts to be a bit tricky. Huh? It starts to be a bit tricky. But then, of course, Empoli on paper, we need to win against them. Empoli that, by the way, still didn't lose. Huh? Still didn't lose. 5 games, no losses. They won against Cagliari. So it's an Empoli. Ragazzi, they have 9 points. Huh? What a strange first part of the season. At the end, people are voting more for the Empoli. That's the one with the biggest regrets. Empoli 52%, 38% for Napoli. Nobody cares about Roma. Because we have some Dybala fans and Sule fans. They said, you know what? Give them a point. Give them a point. If there was a point to be given, let's give him to them. Sky, Juve is in a better place than they were a few seasons ago under Max. This is a new project, and I'm absolutely confident that they will be successful. Hopefully. Bright side is, no, I hope it will be as successful as Max 1.0. So that would be extremely, extremely great. Bright side is we are undefeated. Today, the fact that we are undefeated, counts until a certain point. Yeah, it's nice. We are undefeated. Okay, it's good. It brings confidence. At the end of the season, let's see if that will be important or not. Because if you're undefeated at the end, but you did 40 draws, I think that today, the fact that we are undefeated can be, like Jim is saying, can be seen as a positive because the other ones are not winning. Because if today you have 9 points, but Inter goes on 15, it's already 6 points difference. Huh? Last week as well, huh? Strange results last week with Inter that is doing 1-1 against Monza. Then you have Roma that is doing 1-1. So, yeah, it's really, really strange start of Serie A, which is not bad. Huh? Being undefeated is a good to steady to ship, but you need to take control of it. Otherwise, it hurts you. I agree. Saraz, I wonder how the team will react when we concede first. Are we able to react? It's a good question. It's a really good question. Hopefully it will not happen. Hopefully we will always score first, but hopefully we will score. Beppe, Juve dominate against opponents that want to attack. but we get into a stalemate if we face teams that defends. Yeah, it's true. No, it's true. It's true, huh? It's true, of course. We are doing beautiful things, guys, huh? I said immediately after the game, I didn't. I hoped. I hope because I always have been confident about Thiago Motta, but I was surprised. Not the right word. Surprised you don't expect it. I was extremely pleased that it went that fast. That we are doing so much beautiful things that fast. We are not perfect now. We need to unlock. We need to unlock up front. With some adjustment, I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can. How can we unlock? And Genoa will already be a difficult team. Huh? Now we have 1 week to prepare it. Next week you need to win because you have Napoli, Monza. They can go at 13. Roma, Venezia. They can come closer to us. They can come at equal points. Bologna, Atalanta, with Atalanta that is maybe already running. Udinese, Inter, with the magic of Udinese that today they lost 3-0, I think. Milan, Lecce, they won the derby. So next week you don't have, these big heads-to-heads against big teams. Torino, Lazio could be a team, but who cares about Torino? It's a matter of weeks and then they will not win the Scudetto. So Genoa lost Malinowski. Yeah, but Venezia is a strange team. Huh? I don't trust Venezia. Venezia is a team that will lose like 10 games in a row. And then they will play that game, they will win. They don't even know how they did it. Genoa, in their home, we always had difficulties. Huh? Seriously, huh? We always had difficulties against Genoa in their home. Genoa, in their home, is a pain in the ass. Seriously. If you're looking at the last 3 times that we played in their home, we did 1-1 last season in their home. We lost 2-1 in their home in 22. We won 3-1 before that. Before that we won 3-1. Then we lost 2-0. It's a pity that I can't select to check only the home and away to see the differences. But it's a tough one, huh? It's really a tough one. Genoa is not easy to play in their stadium. Seriously. I would not be immediately super confident. The last time that we played in our home, we did 0-0 against them. I don't like to play against Genoa. In the Stadio Luigi Ferraris. It's a stadium that is always tricky. But also for Inter, for you, for the big team, especially for the big teams. That's where I don't know why they find that energy to be extremely strong and brave. Douglas Costa. I'm surprised that he's not a starter yet, because I was expecting him to be a starter. I'm not saying the first game because he arrived a bit later than the other ones, but in the third game I was expecting to have him as a starter. It's still not. He didn't play a single minute. He didn't even enter against Napoli. Douglas Luiz, yeah, the same. That's a concern. I'm not concerned for the long term, but short term, yes. Short term, yes. Yeah, but you know why it happened, Alessio? Because I said in the beginning every single time. Then I started to speaking about him, the friendlies, his arrival, the press conference, the marathon, whatever, and then I stopped saying Costa. I said Luis, 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 Luis. And now we don't see him anymore, and then I go back to what I know, what I'm used to, and it's Douglas Costa more than Douglas Luis. So he needs to deserve to be called Douglas Luis. He needs to write his name. Because at the moment, when I say Douglas, I think about Costa, and not yet about Luis. So he needs to work on it, not me. What a player. Douglas Costa, what a player. What a player. What a player. Fantastic player. Bah. Can't even imagine. Ciao Juventini saying, Beppe, how do you know Eva Moratti? Why do you think I know her? Why do you think I know her? That's the real question. The statement of Rodri. I don't know, guys. I know he's injured, but I have no idea about the statement. Boo? What did he say? First, I don't know. Second, I don't care until December. Like, there was someone today who was tagging me, huge news, Calafiori. I don't care about Calafiori. Yeah? I know Eva. I know Eva. We already spoke to each other, and she already accepted also to be here on the channel. But you know what is difficult sometimes is you have the agreement from people, but then the agenda is crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of. Or I'm busy, or she's busy, or that, and then it's difficult to find. You know, like a date is really difficult. But yeah. I didn't need Rodri to tell me that we had a lot of games. We all know that we have a lot of games. We have too many games. We know it. We said it. Going with 20 teams in a league is absurd. I believe that 16 would be more than enough. If you really want to stretch, you go to 18, but it's working perfectly in France, in Germany. So why? But then the problem is that they are scared to lose their money. So what they do, for example, in Belgium, they go with lower, even lower than 18, and then they do playoff. And no, because that's not the point. Huh? You need to go with lower, 16, and then you can have something else. Now the Champions League increased because they are saying 8 games, and inshallah, it's not true. Huh? Because it's 8 games. If you are in the if you are still in that playoff game, you have 2 games more, so it's 10 games of Champions League. Plus maybe you continue, so it's really a lot of games. A lot of games. Club World Cup, not all the teams will play it, but we will play it. I'm happy to participate. It's a competition that I really wanted to see, but it's true that you need to find a system. International break, and they go, they leave, the players. And I tell you, last year I followed a lot, also with football. I followed a lot of other leagues. A lot. I watched even game that I recorded because I wanted to watch it later. But it's too much. It's too much. You don't watch anymore. You're a machine, huh? You're a machine. Watch games. Then the season is over, immediately Euro. Then you start immediately to watch the games of the preparation. Then you see that. Then you see this. Mamma mia. It's really a lot. Huh? You play every single day. From Monday to Sunday, there is football. It's really a lot. This season, I focus on Serie A. When I can, I watch the game. It's not that I don't watch other leagues, huh? If I can, I have the opportunity, I watch other games. but I don't want to lose my passion, or I don't want to just sit there and watching it like a profession just to watch. And I want to enjoy a bit of game, because then the problem is that you're watching games and you're with your phone in your hand. You're with your phone and you're not paying attention, and then and I think that's one of the problems of a lot of young generation as well, or also older, not only the youngsters. I think now the moment makes it like that. You have so much offer that you can't stay focused. It's not that people they cannot focus on 90 minutes. They can focus on 90 minutes. When my son is watching Juve, the team of his heart, is focusing on 90 minutes. The problem is that there is so much that at a certain moment you're also doing other things. Today, oh guys, it's not to insult. Everyone does whatever they want, and I know that a lot of you are doing like that. But guys, today I write on Twitter. Serious question. Is Leao a good player? There is the Derby della Madonnina. There is Inter Milan with a score that at that moment is 1-1. You have Milan fans that are answering me. Ma cazzo, ma c'è la partita. There is the game that is on. Why are you on Twitter? I mean, you didn't win the derby since 6 years or 6 games, I don't know. You have the opportunity to equalize them at points. There is you're on Twitter to speak with Beppe, that is not even a Milanista. How do you even watch my tweets? How do you even know my tweets? And no, because then, guys, if you're passionate about, guys, there is no way that Juve, Inter, Juve, Milan, Juve, that I am on Twitter speaking with the people. Because how is it? But that was not like that before I did YouTube. This is not even like that when I'm on YouTube. When I'm on YouTube, I'm watching the game. If the ball is out, I read the comment. I have the ability now to have that coordination of being able to do two. But I'm focused on my game. During a watch along, I'm focused on my game. The ball is out. We lose like 10, 15 seconds. Oops, I scan. Fast scan. We speak about it. But I'm focused on my game. Imagine if I go on Twitter during the game to see if they said that Vlahovic missed a goal. An Inter fan. Oh, I don't care that he said that he's good, bad. If he has a question, I will not answer him now. After the game, maybe if I... Usually I don't even do it. But after the game, we can take time. No, but seriously, how do you do? Seriously, you're a Milan fan. Okay. And if it was Milan-Venezia, you're winning 4-0 at the 38th minute, and you say, bah, I will go on, which I don't understand. But let's say, okay, I will say, bah, I understand. I don't agree, but I understand. But you can't go on Twitter during the game Inter Milan that you didn't win. You're hungry for that win. I will never understand that. I will never understand that. Again, everyone does what they want, but I think that the football industry, the social media is pushing towards that. That's a big one. Huh? It's not because they will tell you, but the younger generation, they don't have the same attention span, which is partially true, but that's not entirely true. if you have another game that will start in 5 minutes, and you have another game, you have another game, you have another game, and you have so much access. When I was a kid, I was waiting for that Sunday 3 p.m. game. An entire week dreaming about that Sunday 3 p.m. But it was not only Juve, it was all the teams that were playing at 3 p.m. And then when the game was over, at 6 p.m. in Italy, because you can't watch all the games together, I was waiting for Novantesimo Minuto, 90th minute. That was a television thing, a Rai, where you were watching all the goals and they were speaking. It was really nice. It was the only offer as well that you could see here in Belgium. So you create that demand you want to see. Today you watch, or you watch, you do, there is this, you change, you have this. It's totally different. Again, today, if I write about Milan, it's because I'm in the game, but you know how much games I watched? Seriously, seriously, this weekend, I watched, not joking, Juve, Napoli, of course. I watched Juventus women, Juventus under 23 today, so I watched the 3. I watched Inter Milan. I watched today Roma Udinese. I watched Lazio Fiorentina. I watched what did I watch? You know that I forget what I watch. Let me check the calendar. Oh, you know that I watched a bit of Verona Torino as well Friday. Didn't watch the entire game, but I watched a bit of. Did I watch it entirely? I think it was entirely on. Oh no! You know that I watched Cagliari Empoli and Verona Torino? I watched both of the games. It's true. On Friday I did that. I watched them at the birthday of my niece. So I was there because it's the daughter of my sister and her man, and I was there and we were watching with the family. I was with the family. It's not the same. It's not the same. I was not fully concentrated, but I watched the game. Then, what is happening? Why can't I go towards the calendar? What is happening? On Saturday, Juve Napoli. That was at 6. Before that, I had West Ham Chelsea, but I didn't watch it concentrated, but it was on. When Juve was over, we did hear the watch along. Then I watched a bit of Parma, that remontada. I watched the second half of Parma. And today I watched the games that I told you, without speaking about the Champions League, without speaking about the own game that we did today with the kids. So it's really a lot, in a weekend. It's a lot. No, there is no favorite. Yeah, the favorite is Inter. But what I said earlier, you were not there probably. I said I don't think there will not be any gap anymore, like 20, 40 points or whatever. So it will be a big Serie A in terms of competition until the end, which is good. Hopefully we can be there. That was good. We played against Tienen. And we won. We did well. Today we did really, really well. Then we were singing pam pa da 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 pa di da ti da da pam pa pa da 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 da. Okay. Wait. Look, that's nice, huh? That's nice, huh? When you win like that and when you are able to celebrate like that, that's really nice. But the complex was really great. Was really great. Really, really, really great. The complex was nice. Look at the tunnel to go to the. It was a big tunnel to go. There we came from the stadium after the game, you know, and you have a lot of room. They were still painting. They were doing. It was really great. Really, really nice. Also the field, etc. Look at the stadium. I know. Wait, this is look. There was a tribune with the parents. They were singing for the parents, etc. It was really nice, really nice. Oh, Torino, Torino, because I said they will be the surprise, and they are doing it. Huh? They're really doing. So I'm not surprised that they are the surprise, but let's see if they will regret or not. Because the coach is really great. Imagine that team with and Buongiorno and Bellanova. Both of them left. Both of them really left. Strange. That's stupid, huh? The coach was pissed, but look what he's able to do. Bah, we close the live. We close the live. What I want to check is, of course, here. No, not even one new Juventini of the world. Happens, huh? Tomorrow. Tomorrow we do tomorrow we do better. Buonanotte, Sasha. Ciao, Zach. Thank you to all the people that were here in the chat to support the channel as well. Marco, Home of Juve, Mohamed Youssef, Zaki. Thank you guys. Really, 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 really appreciate it, my friends. Buonanotte a tutti. Oh, this week. This week, I have the opportunity to meet a player of Juve. This week I will meet a player of Juve. I will try to tell you what he said. And that's one. Then I will be live, not live. We will record a podcast for Turin Giants. What else? But I'm on Juventus, not tomorrow, but from Tuesday to Friday this week. It's a player I never spoke yet. It's a player I didn't speak yet to. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I will try to say hello from all of you guys. Buonanotte a tutti. Ciao, grazie, forza.